Hi, my name is Mike with Midwest Marine Parts. Today I would like to show you how to install a Minnkota Vantage cradle bracket on your Minnkota Vantage trolling motor. On this part, we have this professionally made. Everything is cut out with a laser, professionally welded. On the inside, we have a nice soft piece of rubber to keep from scratching your Minnkota Vantage motor. The purpose of this bracket is when you are going across the lake or down the road, the motor can wiggle back and forth. You don't think it's a big deal, but over time you can damage internal parts of your motor, but more important, on top there's a 3-to-1 gear. That is the expensive part of the fix. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out showing you what you need to install a Minnkota Vantage cradle bracket. You'll need two tools. You'll need a 5/16 nut driver, which I have chosen today, or you could use a wrench, another ratchet with a socket, and you also need something in 1/2 inch. I chose a 1/4 inch drive and a socket. So what we're going to do first, which I've already done, I have loosened the 4 bolts on the lower part of the Minnkota Vantage base, and then we will put the motor in the lower position. As you can see, the reason that we need to lower this is to open up the front. On the front of the trolling motor, there are 2 key slots. What we're going to do then is grab 2 bolts, 2 carriage bolts. I'll reach around, feel the slot, slide the bolt in, and set it in. I'll grab the other bolt, feel the next slot, put it in, and then from there, we will raise up the Minnkota Vantage, and then we will tighten the 4 bolts on the bottom of the plate. Okay, now we will grab my 5/16 nut driver, and then we'll tighten these up, and after that, we will install the Minnkota cradle bracket. It's fairly easy. You just snug them up a little bit. Don't over tighten them. Just feel it as soon as it hits, and just tighten it up just a touch. You can move the motor back and forth a little bit as it's easier to get to the bolts. Okay, now I've tightened them up. We'll straighten out the motor. I will grab our Vantage cradle bracket. Lift up our 2 bolts. I will slide it over, Vantage cradle bracket over the bolts. Let it rest on the motor. I will grab the 2 flat washers, insert them over the bolts, and from there I'll grab the 2 nylock nuts. Now I'll grab my 1/2 inch socket, and again this too, just tighten one up, tight the other so you don't bind it, but just tighten up a little bit, and we'll make sure the bracket is down nice and secure on the motor. The purpose of the carriage bolts is so the bolts don't turn in the slot, because you have no way of holding the bolt obviously inside the motor. So okay, I just snug it up, like push it down a little bit. Finish snugging up the nut. Okay, as you can see now, I can't move that motor whatsoever, which in return, our Minnkota Vantage trolling motor should last us a very long time. That concludes our installation of the Minnkota Vantage cradle bracket. If you have any more questions, you can get a hold of us at midwestmarineparts.com.